DFA Online. News and events from different Philippine embassies and consulates around the world. DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
Good day, I am Win Peñano with today's DFA Online. The Philippines and Mongolia strengthened their economic and strategic partnership in a historic visit by Mongolian Foreign Minister Batmunk Batchiceg on Monday after over 4 decades. In a joint statement, Philippine Foreign Affairs Secretary Enrique Manalo and Minister Batchiceg reaffirmed the enduring bonds of friendship between the Philippines and Mongolia, emphasizing that bilateral ties are founded on a shared commitment to peaceful coexistence and mutually beneficial cooperation. The two officials highlighted common values such as freedom, democracy, and human rights as they stressed the importance of an open, inclusive, and rules-based international order grounded in international law, equity, and justice. The two sides agreed to advance cooperation in trade and investment, food security, English language training, and regional security. Both nations expressed satisfaction with the progress on a Memorandum of Understanding on Agricultural Cooperation that aligns with the priorities of both President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. and Mongolian President Ukna Kurelsuk, who have each declared food security as a national agenda. Meanwhile, recognizing Mongolia's designation of English as its second official language, the Philippines launched a pilot program for Mongolian civil servants and rural officials to study English in the Philippines, to be organized by the Technical Cooperation Council of the Philippines and Technical Education and Skills Development Authority. Labor cooperation also featured prominently in the discussions, as Secretary Manalo thanked the Mongolian government for ensuring the protection of the rights and welfare of around 500 Filipino workers in Mongolia. The two countries also identified potential cooperation in tourism, science and innovation, disaster risk reduction, and defense. On regional security, they reaffirmed their commitment to international law, particularly the 1982 United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea or UNCLOS, and underscored the importance of the 1982 Manila Declaration on the Peaceful Settlement of Disputes. The Philippines and Mongolia noted their shared vision of a world free of nuclear weapons as they advance regional security and global disarmament goals. Mongolia expressed strong interest in becoming a sectoral dialogue partner of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, a move supported by the Philippines. In turn, Mongolia backed the Philippines' bid for a non-permanent seat at the UN Security Council for 2027 to 2028. Both sides emphasized the importance of collective action to address climate change, focusing on building resilience and prioritizing disaster risk reduction, while the Philippines expressed its full support for Mongolia's hosting of the 17th session of the Conference of the Parties of the UN Convention to Combat Desertification, to be held in Ulaanbaatar in 2026.
DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
In our news, the Philippine Consulate General on Monday warned all Filipinos in Hong Kong, particularly migrant domestic workers or MDW, against surrogacy jobs in Georgia and other countries. In advisory, the consulate said it received reports about a syndicate targeting terminated MDWs in Hong Kong to work as surrogate mothers in Georgia. According to the consulate, the MDW is convinced to pose as a returning worker to Hong Kong, and thereafter they are transited through the UAE or Qatar before they arrive in Georgia. The consulate added that once in Georgia, some MDWs become victims of rape and forced abortions. Meanwhile, Filipinos were also warned against visa fixers who pretend as representatives of legitimate employment agencies. These visa fixers reportedly charge MDWs 20,000 to 25,000 Hong Kong dollars for their services, which include finding foreign domestic helper or FDH visa sponsors in Hong Kong. The consulate said several Filipino MDWs were already arrested and convicted for false representation to an immigration officer by partaking in this modus operandi. The crime of false representation to an immigration officer is punishable under the Hong Kong Immigration Ordinance with a fine up to 150,000 Hong Kong dollars and imprisonment of up to 14 years. The consulate urged Filipinos in Hong Kong to only take overseas job offers through licensed Philippine recruitment agencies and accredited Hong Kong employment agencies.
DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.
And that wraps up today's edition of DFA Online. For Radyo Pilipinas World Service, I am Win Peñano. Good day.
DFA Online. News and events from different Philippine embassies and consulates around the world. DFA Online. Here on Radyo Pilipinas World Service.